Hello and welcome to another player profile and projection, or should I say players, profiles, and projections, because we are doing multiple players in this episode. It's the back end of the bullpen, the assumed back end of the bullpen. Not trying to have any shots fired at half of these guys, the other half, maybe. It is Wandy, Luetge, Joely, Abreu. Jake might add some more. I might take some away.
Yeah.
For me, this is the Wandy Luetge episode. I think they deserve it.
Well, little shots fired at Albert, I'd say.
Yep.
Little shots fired at Albert.
I don't know his role. I don't know if he's bullpen all year. I don't know.
Sure. We because of the late announcement of baseball, we decided to kind of combine the back half of the bullpen. We're also going to have kind of a high leverage portion of the bullpen coming up later in the PPPs. So we combined some of the dudes in the pen. My guy, Wandy P. I think he is the clear outlier currently. Because, man, did he turn it on last year. He was fun. A guy that if you had to bet on these dudes to find themselves in a high leverage moment, I think he's your early winner. And by the way, this is brought to you by the Warehouse Games. Go check out everything we've been doing over there. Blitzball tournament. Me and Jimmy, nasty, really good. Yeah, man. The back end of the bullpen here, Joely probably has us the least excited, but kind of the interesting re-signing of the offseason. They let him go. We weren't fully shocked, but then they did re-sign him to a full major league contract, which the Yankees clearly believe they can tap into something more there. He's kind of a lefty specialist. Righties have really hit him through the years. Albert Abreu does have some high-end potential. I mean, we saw him in some roles last year where he was really good out of the Yankees bullpen. 26, can hit triple digits. And Lucas Luetge, how good and consistent was he last year? So
he was valuable.
Crazy valuable.
He was very valuable. I think Wandy is the biggest outlier, but I would say Luetge's somewhat there as well.
I mean, if Lucas Luetge has another good year, he's found just a beautiful niche in, we did some Yankees 2-year drafts and stuff like that. Like Lucas Luetge can enter that arena a little bit.
It's true.
He was really good last year.
Albert Abreu has a really fun butter knifeable season. I don't know if you have the butter knife ready because you're the butter knife guy. I'm like 70% have it ready.
I can get there. I just remember he had
two horrible starts. I
mean, he pitched in 28 games last year. That's pretty nutty. And I think everyone remembers, or a lot of people probably remember that Rays game. He had a beautiful season going up until that point. No outs, 6 earnings. And then Cleveland clips him later in the year, 0.2 innings, 5, which again can show how deceptive that bullpen lifestyle can be. I guess when you lay it all out on paper, you like looking at clean sheets because that is the job of a reliever. There's a couple games where he gave up 1 run. I guess some of those outings are multiple innings, so they don't hurt you as much. There was just that stretch last year where Albert Abreu was coming in big moments, kind of out of left field. He got that extra year of minor league up and down before last season, which was huge. And
not for him, but for the Yankees.
Everyone likes stuff in the bullpen, and Albert Abreu has that, right?
I'm a little confused by him and like what his role would be on this team. As soon as there's an injury, he could become like a 1-inning guy. They could use him as a bulk guy early on, a piggyback guy. I'm not sure. I'm trying to figure out.
Fastball velocity, 98th percentile for Albert Abreu. Curve spin, 65th percentile. He's almost like a Luis Sessa with more potential. Like Sessa was kind of in that 94, 95 area with the slider. Like Albert Abreu kind of has the same profile, except a little better.
Okay. I mean, what if they bring Sessa back? You still going to be saying that?
Yeah, well, then Luis Sessa would be the Luis Sessa.
Okay.
IMO.
In Jake's opinion. I'm still butter knifing over here.
Okay.
I'm at
You were at 70%. Where would you say you're at now?
98.
Oh, awesome.
I just need to do 29 plus 7, which is
Okay,
36.1.
Yep.
Okay. And now we're going to just eliminate those awful games. We're going to butter knife them out the damn thing.
Do it, baby.
And one is gone and the other is gone. And that brings his total to 35.2 innings pitched with 10 earned runs. Maybe I wasn't at 98.
Okay.
ERA calculator, a great website. I haven't used this since last season.
Love ERA calculator.
Love ERA calculator. Number of earned runs, I said 10. Innings pitched, 35.2.
Here it is.
2.56 ERA without the 2 blowups.
And that's good.
Really good, yeah.
That's
the 2
good.
blowups were bad. You know?
They were. And for a young pitcher, I mean, stuff like that happens. I'm kind of digging the Sessa comparison. I'm going to lean into that.
Okay.
Sessa's first few years, he got hit around a little bit.
Does he have a plus pitch? Like Sessa's slider is like plus.
Well, that's what I'm saying. His fastball is above Sessa's. His fastball is 98th percentile, and the curve spin was 65th.
Reliever ERA is a farce.
A little bit.
He's got a 5.15 ERA in 28 games. But you erase 2 of them, and he has a 2.5.
Yeah.
So in 26 of the 28, I understand that for a starter and for calculating Cy Young, it's the best way to like quantify a starter. But man, not the true story of his season there. I'm interested to see how they use him. I think it should be bulk guy for a while, and then if he stays on the team, he's also a trade piece without any options, which Sessa was forever. If someone gets hurt, he needs to go to the back end. That'd be great. But we got to move on. That's the Albert Abreu portion of this episode.
Albert Abreu probably has the most potential in the bullpen. The most bona fide is Wandy, but he really kind of just broke out with the Yankees. He was good for the Giants in 2022, and he's my guy? Question mark?
Yeah.
Wants to fight me?
Look at this picture of how he holds the ball here. The pointer finger, like, not on it at all. Probably his changeup grip.
Could be a slider.
Could be a slider, yeah. But he throws the changeup a lot. Wandy's 30 years old, but you would never guess that.
He bullies local kids.
He's going to beat up Jake. I mean, we're talking about like a vibe change on the team a bunch. Yeah. Like, he kind of brought that himself last year. So that's good. I'm hoping Wandy becomes the lefty in the 7-8. Like, if they need a lefty lane, like late in the games, like he kind of was that already. But I'd like him to be that.
And I mean, I'll get into his splits really quick, but because he has such a good changeup, I feel like he was good against righties as well. A little better against lefties, but solid against righties. And Jim, this is huge. This is why we do this. His nickname on Baseball Reference is listed as La Grasa. I Googled it. I did Google Translate. That Google Translate says that means oil grease fat.
I thought it was going to be like La Grosse, or like that's El Grosso. How do you spell it? L-A-G-R...
G-R-A-S-A.
Fat.
La Grasa, oil grease fat.
If you just Google La Grasa, it just says fat.
La Grasa translated, it says oil grease fat. So, I mean...
But like, yeah, like this way. It's funny if it's just fat.
It's Gordo. But, yeah, I mean, either way, and it kind of makes sense why me and him have such a connection now.
I mean, that's if he's not cool with that nickname, I mean, he's obviously cool with it, but that's a tough one to put on Baseball Reference. Just
I'll tweet at him. Hey,
tweet at him in Spanish so he doesn't have to Google Translate it.
I'm going to say, hey, at Wandy.
Oh, he wore it on his Players Weekend jersey.
Your nickname, La Grasa.
He wore it, yeah.
Hope all is well.
Traded him for Talkman if you're forgetting how he came over. And then, like Jake said, his changeup is a great pitch. He upped the usage a ton.
Big time. It's his number one most thrown pitch.
but it wasn't always. Like, look at that climb. Last year, he threw the slider more, or in 2020 threw the slider more. In 2019, he threw the slider way more. So either the Yankees were a changeup factory last year, either it was the way they used him or something that they told him. But I mean, it just spikes up the changeup usage to 40s. That's a 48.
And it's a really nice pitch, man. Like it passes the eye test. He would double up, triple up on it. Coney would talk about him like he's a nut job, like saying if you throw the old pitching term is if you throw another changeup, it better be better than the last one. And there were so many at bats that he would just go for it, and it would work.
I'm gonna bring up a Wandy changeup montage, Zach.
Yes.
And then if you want to put it on screen, I'll just play it as we continue talking.
Okay.
Because people will be excited about that. Yankees only. We're not going to have Giants Wandy throwing changeups on the screen. Shit. It says he threw 344 of them.
It's a lot.
What do you want? Do you want like just like strikes and swinging strikes? Like we don't need like...
Sure. Maybe swinging strikes.
Yeah. We'll do swinging strikes. Cuts it down to 58. So we're still working on a ton here.
We'll just watch the first few. That's how we can do it.
Yes. Okay. And then we got to talk about Luetge.
Lucas Luetge was so good last year for the Yankees. If you remember us laughing because the Yankees said they'd had his eye on him for a while. He hadn't pitched in the major since 2015. And what does he do? 57 appearances, a 2.74 ERA. And that's where when Jimmy says ERA doesn't really matter for relievers, in a way it doesn't, but that also shows like Lucas Luetge never got the business last year.
Yeah, if it's good, it means a lot.
Right.
But if it's bad, it can mean
it can be deceptive.
A ton of different things.
More strikeouts than innings pitched. Here goes Wandy.
Boom.
Strike, you're out.
You're out.
Who's this guy who's about to be out? Brandon
Kiermaier
Lau?
or Lau?
Kiermaier. Whoops.
Out.
Sorry, you're out.
Yeah.
Kiermaier again. Idiot.
Chasing. Who's this?
Just mowing down the Rays.
Wendell.
Joey Wendell. So, I mean, this
You're
is
done.
telling me, here's Manny Margot. Is Wandy Peralta our Rays killer?
Yes. Choi.
Let me get into some stats.
You want to look at the stats now.
Wandy Peralta splits, 2021.
And just like how Wandy has this pitch, Luetge's pitch is the curve. And
Yes.
it's like the highest spin rate on a curve in baseball. Like
Yeah.
It was that when he was in the minors, too. Just generates a ton of spin.
Wandy Peralta, 4 appearances against the Rays last year, 3.2 no earned runs. Wandy Peralta against the Blue Jays last year,
That's what I'm going through now.
3 innings, no earned runs. The Sox, yeah. Wandy Peralta against the Red Sox, 4 innings pitched, 0 earned runs.
What about the Orioles? I got Orioles up now.
7 games, 7.71 ERA against the O's.
Really?
Yeah, Wandy doesn't do that, dude.
He's high leverage.
He's a big game
We
guy.
got him in the wrong episode.
He's a big game guy. Oh my God. Wandy Peralta last year against teams with a winning percentage greater than 500. Winning teams, 2.51 ERA. Against teams with a less than 500 winning percentage, 4.43.
And
Wandy doesn't have time for those.
and
games.
how much does that add up to like who he is? Like they're beating him up on the mound.
That's who he is.
He's screaming and whistling so much in the dugout that Lindor and Baez are thinking he's tipping signs. Like, don't bore the man. Using him in low leverage is almost not...
Jim,
it's like grabbing the wrong club out of the bag.
It's a goddamn comedy show over here. In day games, opponents have a 1 OPS against them. Night, 0.615.
He's built for the lights.
He's built for the big games under the lights. He's a Yankee. That's huge.
We need to tell the Yanks.
Yeah.
We have him on the wrong episode.
Do not pitch him in day games.
Do not pitch him in low leverage.
We should tell some of our Yankees connects.
Yankees don't do day games anyway.
The whole team didn't last year. What was that?
Well, they just weren't, why would you get up for that?
Have a couple guys that are into day games.
Oh, man.
That's huge news. I'm excited for that.
Yes. Let's go to Luetge.
Okay.
Wait, we'll watch a random video of Wandy since I'm on his Baseball Savant page, and since Zach kind of has it up already.
Right.
Or easily does. Show random video. This better, come up big for us. Wandy Peralta called strike to Jake Fraley. Not a Yankee, but a nice fastball, it looked like. Not a Yankee highlight. It's random his whole year, but it's a strike, and we like that.
We like strikes, baby. Pump them.
Okay.
Luetge, pretty balanced stats all around, just because that's what he was last year. Luetge was so consistent. Monster year for the Yanks. Joely, man.
You're over Luetge?
He was good. I mean, I just think we got to start almost wrapping this up.
Yeah, I'm done. I mean, I just want to.
I guess Joely's the one. Luetge was so good last year, he totally deserved a shot. Has the big curveball. Bang. Wandy Peralta, best to ever do it. Somewhere around there. Abreu, young guy, arm talent. Let's see if he can find a next level. Joely, he ended up having nice stats for the Yankees. On the Yankees, Joely, 19 innings pitched, a 2.84 ERA. He struck out Ohtani. Everyone got excited. If he could be a lefty go-getter while also eating up dead innings when we need him, that would be a pretty sweet role, dude. So go do that.
Not into Joely because they have the rule where you have to face 3 batters, and he absolutely cannot get righties out.
Right.
Last year, Joely against righties, 339 batting average, 380 on base percentage, 826 OPS. That's in 140 plate appearances. He is a liability against righties. I almost think the Yankees picked him back up, wondering if the rule was going to change in the CBA and he'd become an asset again. Until he can get righties out, he is not built for the current baseball and can kind of waste a spot on the roster. If you're really only going to use him for the last out of an inning, if it's the right situation and a lefty's up, and you only need him for 1 out. It doesn't happen that often, and they can get burned by that strategy. And he's not an innings eater. He had a lot of starts of just 1 inning. I mean, how many starts did he have? How many times did he go 2 innings? 11 times. And he gave up runs 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the 11. So coin flip to give up runs if he goes 2 innings. So yeah, I'm not in on really Joely. I don't know why they picked him back up. I don't think he has a role on the team until he can get righties out. If he starts the season, he starts getting some righties out, sure.
Get big lefties out. That's why he's on the team. If he could mess with Tampa, like if Tampa burns their bench and Joely could get some lefties out, I would love that because it's about time we mess with Tampa a little bit. That's what he's really good with. I mean, if he starts getting righties out, dude's going to be like a very good reliever. I don't know. I don't know if they have a plan for that. Are they going to teach Joely the changeup, Matt Blake's changeup school? I don't know.
Good.
Hey, if you're on the squad, your job is going to be to get lefties out or eat innings. Do that.
I have Luetge and Wandy above him as like lefties because they're not pigeonholed into just left on left.
Right.
So we'll see.
If it was 1 batter and a lefty, I think I'd lean Joely.
He threw his changeup 37% of the time.
Get on the Wandy schedule, bro.
I mean, if it was truly 1 batter and a lefty, sure. But if there's a lefty up and there's 2 outs and there's 2 righties behind him, I wouldn't even mess with Joely.
Bingo.
Yeah. And Albert, we'll see what you do. Excited about you.
Get better, kid.
We learned a lot. Do we want to do a random video for Luetge?
Sure.
Lucas Luetge random video. Imagine they throw us back to like 20. Nope. Okay. Called strike to Mike Zunino.
Yeah, speaking of the 100
That's
RBI
awesome.
mark, I had 1 year where
This is a great episode. Joely random video.
Have a day, kid.
Gets a righty out.
One that saw that like
Wow.
3 baseballs off the plate, and it forces a swing. That
Covers first.
Covers first. Gets a righty out. This is great. Albert Abreu.
Albert, gotta have it, kid.
Let's go 4 for 4.
Gotta have it, kid. One time.
Random video. Fly out.
Okay. Let's see what kind of fly out. 0-2. Kind of.
Jonathan Davis in center field for the Yankees.
Jonathan Davis.
Lazy fly.
Retires Iglesias, 2 down.
Big year for the back of the pen. Good news for Matt Blake.
Amazing job by the Yankees.